Hi, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday Trash Talks at 10. My name is Cheryl Baldwin, and I'm with the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, as well as I run the What's In, What's Out campaign for the RecycleCT Foundation. Today I'm going to be talking about how to wash your reusable bags. As many of you probably know, or maybe you weren't aware, that in late March, Governor Lamont decided to suspend the single-use plastic bag fee, and so there was no longer a fee or a tax on plastic bags at grocery stores. And this actually also allowed grocery store or retail employees to be able to opt out of packing groceries in our reusable bags. However, reusable bags can still be used in all of our retail stores. It is a voluntary program, and so if you wanted to continue to use them, I'm here to tell you that they can and that we should be washing them regularly. We all know that soap and water, as well as alcohol-based sanitizers and disinfectant products, can clean our products, and that we are all coming up with new routines on how to clean our home, and so we now have to add our reusable bags to that routine. It's true, I rarely cleaned my bags, but things are different, of course, now, and so we need to be a little bit more careful. So I'm just going to go through all the different kind of bags that there are and the different ways in which you can make sure that they're clean. So first up, we have the typical canvas 100% cotton bag, and this is can be washed right in the laundry. This can be hot water or cool water, and then it can be put in the dryer or it can be hung out on your clothesline, depending on if you have a clothesline. And so these are great bags. They are sturdy. I've had mine for a long time. Some stains will never come out. However, it does get clean. I also have a lot of new types of bags. I've been actually trying to take the Reduce Your Plastic Challenge. It hasn't been easy, but I bought a bunch of bags so that I could use them as vegetable bags, and these I had already started washing on a regular basis, and so these can also all go in the laundry because they're all 100% cotton. Then I have, this is a polyester bag. And I love my polyester bags because these are the bags that they go into this teeny little bag and you can keep them in your purse and then you can unfold them. I tend to use these mostly in like drugstores or hardware stores for small little things, but I do usually bring them to a grocery store as well. And these bags can also go in the laundry. However, you should probably put them on cool or cold water, not hot water, and of course with detergent. And these should not be put in the dryer and should be hung to dry. However, you can also hand wash these with soap and water, which is pretty easy, especially if you don't have too many. So then we have polypropylene. Two different types of propylene bags. This is referred to as a non-woven polypropylene. And the non-woven polypropylene is definitely a fabric, and I don't use too many of these because they seem to tear on me. You can see I have a little hole in mine. However, when I was practicing, I noticed that it says 2008 Earth Day, so you know, I guess I can cut it some slack since I've had it for 12 years. This you cannot put in the laundry. You're going to want to hand wash this one. And mine comes up with, you know, one of those little sturdy bases. This should be washed separately. And then you can hand wash this one, of course, in the sink or in a bucket with soapy water, and it will get all nice and clean. This should also be hung dry. It should not be put in the dryer. Then we have a different type of propylene. This is a woven propylene. I must admit, I like these bags a lot. They are just like the size of our old brown paper bags. They seem to hold a lot. I love the sturdy handles. However, they're harder to clean. And so you're going to have to decide if you want to, you know, it's up to you what you decide. These also need to be hand washed, and of course they can be hand washed in a sink or a bucket with soapy water. However, they have a lot of seams. And the seams are different than the non-woven. The non-woven is much more fabric, and that soap and water will go through it. Sorry, it's so noisy. These seams are harder, and they may not get fully washed because there's so many different layers. And so you don't have to do this, but it is recommended that maybe you clean it a little bit differently. And so I lost my toothbrush. I save old toothbrushes for cleaning. I don't know if you do, but I do. And so this is a great tool to clean all the little crevices. You can again use soap and water, which is great, or you can use an alcohol-based, or if you are nervous, you can also use bleach. So the last example, of course, is the insulated bag. And I don't know if everybody has an insulated bag. I love mine. I use mine for dairy products and as well as frozen products, and definitely meat and sometimes seafood. It doesn't tell me what kind it is, but I believe that this is also a woven polypropylene, and this is definitely a hand wash and definitely a hung dry. And because of what I put in here, because it has meat and seafood, I'm more inclined to maybe use a little bit of bleach water to clean it, mainly because of what I'm putting inside it, not necessarily related to COVID. And if you're not familiar, for COVID, CDC has recommended a cup of water to a teaspoon of bleach is enough to do as a cleaning solution. Got mine here in my old peanut butter jar. And I would use a little bit on with my toothbrush, and I would probably clean out all the little crevices if I am nervous about it. Do you have to do it? No. But it always depends on what your level of risk is and what you want to do. And again, you don't even have to use reusable bags. Now is a time for change, and some of us are using and doing things that we might not normally do. And so if you're using single-use bags, you have to use single-use bags. But if you want to use reusable bags, these are your options for cleaning. So I want to remind you that if you are reusing bags and doing reusable bags at the grocery store, to definitely bring your own and pack your own. In the sense that if you're bringing your own bag, you should be packing your own groceries. We need to protect workers at the grocery stores and other retailers, and so I really encourage you to pack your own. And then, of course, not that there's a competition, but we all know that reuse is better than recycling. So I thank you for those that are willing to continue to reuse things instead of just focusing on recycling. And I hope you have a wonderful Earth Week. Tomorrow is Earth Day, and of course, every day is Earth Day. So I thank you very much for joining me today for Trash Talks at 10. Thanks.